dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Big news coming from the CDC earlier this week. A new age group is now eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine. WYMT's Dakota Makers talked with two local doctors about what this means for the pandemic as we climb out of the Delta variant surge.
Kids ages 5 to 11 can now get Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine.
Roll your sleeve up.
Not shocked by it. I'm very excited, actually, and I was expecting it. This is a game changer for kids, families, and everybody.
Infectious disease specialist Dr. Ferris Cotter says the Pfizer dose this age group will receive is 1/3 the dose teens and adults get. 28 million kids are eligible.
1/3 of the dose is all what's necessary to make a robust immune response. You know, kids have a very strong immune response, and they don't need the full dose to make protective immunity.
I talked with a pediatrician who says vaccines are given mostly to kids. It is only because of the pandemic where we are mass vaccinating adults.
With this COVID, it is just like any other disease. Just like you get a flu vaccine. It is just a vaccine. That's all.
Both doctors say they have plans for their own kids to get a COVID shot.
So if it was not good, I would not have given to my own girls.
I've already talked to my kids, and they're going to be in line for the vaccine. They're excited about it.
Saying parents should talk with their child's healthcare provider before making a decision. Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Pikeville Medical Center is administering the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11 by appointment only at PMC Urgent Care and Family Wellness Center on Cassidy Boulevard. Parents say they have to consider what the risks are, like how the COVID-19 vaccine will affect their children. Are there any adverse effects not discovered? Local hospitals are urging parents, if they cannot get an availability for the shot, it's best to call and set up an appointment for your child and their pediatrician. That will be the best way to get an accurate recommendation. But between what Joe Level has been hearing from family and friends and what doctors are saying, he says he has to do a lot of his own research.
There's too many people that are, whether it's right or left, that want to have an agenda, and you know, science is science and facts is facts. So whatever that goes with, it just comes down to what's best for you and your family. And I understand the concept of if everybody's inoculated, then my children cannot pass it to their grandchildren or to other people. I get that. But at the same time, them being so young, it's just, this is something, I'm not exactly sure. So I have hesitations.
Definitely a lot of questions out there among parents. Now again, kids who are 5 and older can now get that lower dose Pfizer vaccine. Well, the Take One for the Team vaccination campaign has been taking place in Clay County for the past several months, and today 2 Clay County schools were rewarded for their efforts in that campaign. We'll tell you about the nice surprise school workers, staff, and students received today, all in an effort to get their community vaccinated. More vaccine mandates are going into effect, and Kentucky leaders are encouraging everyone still to get vaccinated. They are also encouraging folks to get the booster shot. Today, Governor Andy Beshear received his during the Team Kentucky news conference. His wife Brittany and Virginia Moore, the woman who has been a sign language interpreter during his briefings, also got their boosters today.
And it's been a beautiful day this afternoon and working into this evening as well around the mountains as sunshine and blue skies have returned after a gloomy first half of the work week. Outside right now as the sun slowly approaches the horizon from Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County. Low 50s at the moment for current temperatures. I-75 at Mount Vernon. You can see those shadows getting longer as the sun starts to set with plenty of nice weather out there and traffic moving smoothly as well. Temperatures low 50s for just about everybody. Pikeville at 48 though, Wise at 45, Logan at 48. So a few 40s out there, but most of us in those low 50s. We continue to see clouds work on to the east, so we won't have to worry about those as we head into tonight, and that means we are headed down big time for lows tonight. Keep that WYMT weather app handy because we've got plenty of clear skies on the way, and that'll drop those temperatures down tonight if you're headed out to any of our local high school playoff games. make sure you grab something to keep warm because we are going to be in the 30s, low 30s by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. There is a warm up on the way, though. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. A new traffic light is being installed at an intersection in southern Kentucky where there's been numerous crashes. The lights are being installed at U.S. Highway 27 and Kentucky 70 in Eubank in Pulaski County. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to a woman who lost 2 loved ones last year and believes the new lights will make a dangerous area much safer.
It is an intersection that holds a lot of bad memories for Connie Whitus.
Yep, they were coming back from the grocery store, from my understanding, and, you know, lost their lives.
Her 2 aunts were killed when their car collided with another one of the many serious crashes all at the same place.
And I think if there would have been a light, it probably would have helped a whole lot.
It will take about 5 to 6 weeks to install and activate these new traffic lights. In addition, there will also be some new turn lanes installed from 27 onto 70. People say it's confusing for some drivers crossing the 4-lane highway on the 2-lane road.
With no traffic light here, people pull in and out, and they pull out in front of people.
Davis says as a retired firefighter, he's worked dozens of crashes there. Some people have died and many other lives have never been the same.
And in another wreck, I remember where they hit on the side of the highway over here with 2 kids in it laying on the bank over there.
And I know one incident that a really young lady got really bad paralyzed, and it scares me to even, you know, go across it.
In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The traffic light was approved by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet following several petitions and community forums. A northern Kentucky dentist is offering cash for candy. Jeff Peters has offered the deal for the past 4 years now. Kids walk away with a little spending money, and the candy goes to troops serving overseas.
Figured there's so much candy we can save the kids' teeth and give something back to the troops, you know, give them a little piece of, you know, memory from home kind of thing.
Peters offers $1 for every pound of candy. He says some people donate without wanting anything in return. Kentucky State Police say they are investigating a fatal shooting involving a trooper. Police said in a statement that the shooting happened early yesterday in Grant County. Authorities say troopers were responding to a 911 call asking for law enforcement. They say a man was taken to the hospital and was later pronounced dead. No one else was injured. The Kentucky State Police Critical Incident Response Team is investigating the shooting. No further information was released. It's been months since the Lexington Ice and Recreation Center caught fire. In that fire, all the equipment for the Bluegrass Adaptive Sled Hockey League was destroyed. Sled hockey is a way for those that are paraplegic or with other disabilities to enjoy normal life on the ice. For now, the league is put on hold after most of their equipment was unsalvageable. A West Virginia Republican is set to pitch his climate plan to the rest of the world. Representative David McKinley will join the UN Climate Summit in Scotland tomorrow. The Republican says any effort America takes to address global warming will be ineffective if the rest of the world is not equally committed. High-profile agreements reached thus far center around phasing out oil, gas, and coal production, and McKinley worries that may be misguided.
I think what the rest of the world has to do is to do what we're trying to do, and that is reduce our CO2 in the atmosphere, not do away with fossil fuels.
During his time at the summit, President Joe Biden announced a new plan to reduce methane emissions. Meanwhile, Democrats on Capitol Hill remain at odds with each other over a now $1.75 trillion spending package, about a third of which is meant to tackle climate change. The city of Pigeon Forge in East Tennessee, the Planning Commission there has approved plans for a new roller coaster at Dollywood. This would be built on 20 acres in the northwest side of the park, and Dollywood has not released exactly what they are building, but in recent statements have suggested more family coasters in the park. The publicity team says they do not have an announcement about 2023 just yet. When asked about what's the next big thing for the park, Dolly herself hints that they do have some secrets the park is working on.
We'll be announcing a few things a little later on. We don't want to spill the beans on everything. We got to have that to talk about later. We've always got some some secrets and some things in our plans, and then we like to announce them as a big deal.
Dollywood has also announced plans for a new resort and lodge. The Christmas season, by the way, opens this weekend at Dollywood with more than 5 million lights across the park. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, one NBA legend reflects on how being diagnosed with HIV changed his career and his life.
And our quiet weather pattern looks to continue into the weekend. I'll have the full breakdown coming up in just a bit.